Okay, let me just give you the spiel about what this film is about, and then you can tell me what you think the quality level is gonna kind of sit on. The Rock, an animal activist, saves a baby gorilla from poachers in Africa. Gorilla, let's call him George, is chilling in his gorilla enclosure and a space meteor hits. He smells gas from it and then starts growing and getting a little grumpy. Space meteor came from a space station that was experimenting with genetic editing, and 2 other meteors hit, creating 2 more beasts. Chaos ensues. Did that sound like the plot was written in like a half-hour production meeting? Because it certainly felt like it. Look, this film is built off the back of a video game where you smash up the military with your big gorilla fists. The fact they sculpted a film around that plot is kind of a miracle. The problem is they sculpted it with a chainsaw. The Rock is, as usual, a joy to watch. He really is our generation's Schwarzenegger with actual acting ability. You know, he always brings a charm to his characters. I use the term very loosely, but something that isn't loose is his shirts, and I really think we should give him a new wardrobe. The gorilla, George, is a feat of CG and mocap, and you know, he is lovable, but he's also terrifying when he needs to be, and also, I freaking love their little sign language he has with The Rock. It's very cute. And also, fun fact, weird point, is that there's 2 films with kind of sign language this month. One's better than the other one. George just suffers the same problem that the Turtles do in TMNT and the Transformers do in Transformers. There's just so many gone in 60-second boring human characters just crammed in here. Like, every scene brings a cluster of seemingly relevant and important to the plot characters that are just gone and never spoken of again by the next scene. It's very, very strange. And they all have like a backstory and like some sort of integral point to do in the plot. They don't. It's like, how do we make this character seem real? I don't know, make it seem like they're wanting to bang The Rock for like 5 months. What about that character? Oh, they're both evil. That's it. They're evil. And what about that one? Well, that one, that's his best friend. But they're only in one scene. Naomie Harris, OBE actress Naomie Harris, is in this film. That's about it. She has a pretty dumb, forced character motivation and a boring business backstory. The only thing she really does is kind of just steer The Rock towards the bad guys, because then she's just kind of running, screaming, or just disappears from the film entirely, and it's really friggin' sad. This is Miss Moneypenny, for God's sake. I blinked really weirdly there. Jeffrey Dean Morgan's cowboy government man is fun, and that's about it as well. He kind of feels like he's been taken from an 80s action film where everyone's like a stereotype of America, and this one is he's a cowboy. He says he's a cowboy quite a lot in this film. He's fun, and he's a scene stealer, and if you know anything about the man, you knew that was going to happen. He's a cowboy. Did I mention he was a cowboy? He's got like a silver gun on his side. Speaking of stereotypes, our bad guys. Oh boy, our bad guys. Brett and Claire. Actual names in an actual film. I mean, it kind of felt like a porn production without the porn. It's incredible how unbelievable and dry the dialogue and the acting were in these scenes. I don't understand how it was passed through, but it is a lovable, funny mess to watch the mess just unfold, kind of like the end of this sentence. The film itself is actually quite funny. There's some funny beats, some funny lines, The Rock is funny.
Of course the wolf flies.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan is funny.
Oh, you didn't know about the 30-foot wolf?
Pretty much everyone has a funny line in this film that made me chuckle. It's also a small possibility that it might tug on your little heartstrings, because just, you know, the 60-foot beast and George the gorilla, their little broship, oh, it's just very lovely. The visuals of the film are, I was gonna say incredible. No, excellent but impossible. There is, at no point did I believe this is a real world, that these things are actually happening. They have to evacuate Chicago in 30 minutes before a massive gorilla and a wolf tear down the buildings? I mean, no mate, no. I wrote nah mate, but I just said no mate. It says a lot about me. I just miss the days when bad movies had bad visual effects, because now I have no choice but to sit through it, because I'm like, wow, look at where we've got in terms of computer-generated imagery. It's just sad that occasionally I drift in and hear what the plot's doing. I'm also glad that in our world of, virtual reality's gonna get you and spooky internet, that we're able to go back to the age-old scientific genetic gene splicing of scary monsters. It's just a fact that we've already had a dumb film that's getting a dumb sequel. So yes, the plot is an unavoidable generic mess, but it is still fun. It's one of those films that you go see with a bunch of mates and point and laugh at it because it's funny, it's got some silly action set pieces, and it's gonna give The Rock a paycheck. It's just not gonna win any awards. I'm giving Rampage 1.5 Citizen Kanes out of 5. I've set the bar rather low for you, the Meg. Impress me. That shark looks scary. If you liked the video, do just that and give us a subscribe as well. And if you want to know more about the Rampage video game, we checked it out up there. When I say we, I do mean Josh. I don't want to taint myself with that shit. I mean Josh.